Howdy, howdy, fellas. Got a game in the Schonberg today. This is was it a couple of months ago? 4, 3, 4? I don't even remember. No. Christmas was something. Man, I don't know. This was a couple of months ago. Campaign, whatever. It is a fine ship. It's got the 5.6 kilometer sonar and, quarter pin on these 150 millimeter guns. Pretty sure it's quarter pin. I meant to check that before I made it, but anyway.
Attention. Reporting the target
Yeah,
position.
pretty sure it's quarter pin, but it is based on how the match goes. So yeah, we're in. Ooh, Jaeger, buddy. 6 kilometer detection. There's certainly cases to be made for high detection destroyers, but a Jaeger, I'm not so sure. Ooh, look at, that one. There are a few salvos in here. That is definitely one of the kind of drawbacks of this ship, is you will occasionally get some wonky salvos out of this thing. That one was, the second salvo on this Jaeger was just, man. The rest of them are behaving a little bit. Oh, look at that with from the two front guns are just rough. So anyway, we're going in. Our Zeton, I think he was AFK. I don't know. It looks like he backed up some. I don't know what his plan is. But we've got an aggressive Celtic, which is like a British, mostly Baltimore, got some different stuff supporting us. So we're going to go in. We've got the sonar. We want to contest. Honestly, though, because the Jaeger had such high detection, I mentioned this in my Gdansk video, sometimes that could actually be a benefit, especially for a ship like him. Like, he doesn't want to be in a gunfight with me. He doesn't really want to be in the cap if I'm contesting it. Like, he knows if he gets spotted from 6 kilometers, he needs to get out of there, and sometimes that can actually be beneficial. I'm still not sure I would run that. I would generally want low detection on the, torpedo boat like that. We're taking some fire from this Baltimore. He had good aim. I was trying to dodge a little bit. This ship isn't the most maneuverable, but one thing I did notice in this match is I actually think the acceleration and deceleration is maybe a little better than average. I kind of want to go just how it felt in this match. Felt a little better than a lot of other kind of similar size T7, especially German. I mean, engine knocks. How many times have my engines been knocked already? I don't know. It feels like they get knocked anytime anything looks at me. That's very German. One of the things that actually drives me nuts about the German destroyers is the engines just knocked all the time. Like, there are definitely a few things in the game they're like, yes, you can work around, but they just drive me crazy, and I really don't like them in a ship. Bad turret traverse, poor firing angles, weak engines. Whoa, drives me nuts. So this is only the, I think, third or fourth game that I've played in this thing. I played it like 1 or 2 right when we got it, but then there were just a ton out. You just end up in this like same ship swarm. You're all just sonaring each other, doing the same thing. I just don't enjoy that. So a lot of times, actually, depending on when I get the campaign ship, I'll wait a minute before I play it, just because, for whatever reason, like a mirror match is one of the least fun things in this game for me. Like, it ends up, you both just kind of do the same thing to each other. You both have the same game plan. I really enjoy the asymmetric gameplay. Here's a shot. You see AP on that Harbin at 9 kilometers, between 9 and 10. I get 1 shatter. That is definitely a difference. This thing does have the 150 millimeter guns, but it is not the alternate line guns. The penetration on these is not nearly as much. The Z31, Merker, and Schultz, I'm pretty sure would have citadeled that guy if they had hit at that range. It's a very lightly armored ship. It's basically, let's see, which one was it, the Harbin? No, that's a Soviet hull, so I'm not as familiar. So a lot of them are basically Atlanta hulls, so that one might have slightly different armor profile, but I think it's still pretty lightly armored, so I'm pretty sure that would have citadeled as one of the alt ones. Our Celtic is pushing in here. He's kind of stuck in, nose in on this Baltimore. They're just trading AGE, presumably, so if I can get around the corner, I'm going to shoot him in the side. We'll just end this fight faster, so our Celtic conserves his health. I see he's in, like, a known fleet. I've mentioned this before, like, you definitely can't always count on this. I actually had a no-fleet Vanguard in my previous game. It got, like, 3,200 XP, sank 3 ships, like, definitely did a really good job in the match. It's not hard and fast. Like, you shouldn't 100% make plays on that, but it does, you can help gauge like with their behavior plus things like that. He's in a known fleet. Like odds are good that he's at least decent. Like he's at least played the game before. He's doing right stuff. He's aggressive. He's going in with me. He's playing off me. He's using island cover. He's not just going broadside. So we're like, okay, like I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna put a little bit of risk on my ship on a low health Baltimore. So I'm also like at least a little, confident that I could take it myself. And then he def strikes the Harbin. So it's like, yeah, that was fine. I was willing. One of the things that I try to do to win more games, and will kind of be a theme of some of these videos that I'm making, just to remind myself and help out for anybody else. Don't make plays assuming that another ship on your team is going to do what you expect or want them to do, for a variety of reasons. Kind of first and foremost, they may just not be on the same page. If you like go now and they're not ready to go, you're going to be wrong. You're going to be left hanging. Even if they kind of wanted to go, if they don't necessarily know that you're going, if you go without them, like, you made the mistake. Second is obviously if they just don't know better, if they're just bad, new, not paying attention, sick, controller disconnected, like you just don't know that kind of stuff. So that third, they may have a different priority. Maybe you think, oh, this ship is the priority. They're looking at another ship, so they're going to turn and go to A. Like maybe if the Celtic thought that Jaeger in the corner, this Zeton, man, like you've got him pinned. Just go get that guy. Anyway. If he like turned around and went for that, and I was making a play right now depending on him, like yeah, I could get burned. Here, dodge the torpedoes. There's Z31. We see him. I think he spots me for maybe half a second here. I don't know. I've got really good concealment on this. I actually toyed with switching to the sonar, 4 sonars on bay instead of the normal concealment. But I'm like, whatever. 2 sonars is enough for the vast majority of matches, and I do like this nice concealment, and that's the opposite of what I've said about the Gdansk. I actually want to be closer when they get detected so that I can actually trap them in the sonar. So they have kind of like, they're stuck in that choice. Do I turn around? Do I fight it out? Like whatever. So here, he comes back around. He's stuck at this point. He doesn't have sonar. The German alternate line is a great line of ships. They can be a lot of fun. But, oh yeah, the dispersion on that was a little dubious. But this is definitely one of the places where they suffer. They don't have sonar. They don't really have... ironically, kind of the mainline German destroyers and this premium tier 7 version, which is like a guidey hull. They have the sonar and the alt line doesn't. And so, hey, those torpedoes that I launched early hit, because he did turn in. I'm getting better. I'm learning. Yeah, the alt line, anyway, I think is, funnily enough, particularly weak to the mainline German destroyers. Not all the time, certainly. But I think that's funny. That's a little funny to me. Similarly, I actually think the mainline pan-European destroyers are particularly weak to the alternate line. I just think that's funny. It's like, you're fighting your own ships. It doesn't matter. I digress. So anyway, we've cleared out A. We pushed out the Jaeger. That Jaeger, with the 6-kilometer detection and the fact that he's just kind of sailing around doing nothing, hasn't sucked the Zeton yet. I'm not that worried about him. We have a ship advantage at this point. The rest of our team kind of cleaned up on this side. They did lose the caps, but then this I think it's a friendly Harbin in C. He took out the ship over there, so we've got C, we've got A. We're just cleaning up this match at this point. Mostly the reason I wanted to make this is I see this ship a fair amount, and I don't actually see it doing that well. I think that ends up happening a lot with this kind of campaign ship, where people aren't necessarily familiar with the playstyle, or try to get too much out of it. I'm not 100% sure. But, I watched videos from other content creators when this came out, because I'm a content creator now. And they're so right. This thing is just like, it's very vanilla, it's very middle of the road, it's got good health. I'm pleasantly surprised with the maneuverability. I think the start-stop on this thing is actually kind of an underrated feature. That's not something that I was particularly expecting, again, having only played it a handful of matches. It feels zippy. I kind of want, just because of that, want to play it a little bit more, just to see if I was... I've been playing the pan-European alternate line, which don't have prop mods, so, maybe my kind of baseline is just a little off, but it does feel a little fast, more responsive start-stop than a lot of the other German destroyers. So I really enjoyed that in this match. Oh, saw that shot coming in, perfectly split the dispersion there. That was nice. And so, yeah, I got a few minutes here, or a few minutes, I wish. No. I got, you know, presumably about 30 seconds before he can fire again. I see his turrets facing the other way. I know he's aiming, looking for shots on that Celtic. So I would love to either distract him, you know, make him go back and forth. I'm almost out of range, so maybe if I can get him to waste time turning his turrets this way, we can protect the Celtic, keep him alive, keep him relevant in the fight because he's done a good job in this match. You know, contesting that cap. He finished off the Jaeger. I would love to keep him alive if I can. Don't need to sacrifice my ship for it, but I'm at max range, so I'm confident that I can at least dodge a little bit. So I'd love for the Key to shoot at me. He doesn't. The Vlad takes him out anyway. I don't think I had a shot on the Vlad for most of that, but I think both of these battleships are pretty locked in on that Celtic, which, you know, maybe was the right choice on their part. Just get that guy off the map. Even if a destroyer is generally the high value target for anyone to shoot at, there are definitely times where you should just take out another ship, like a Celtic or, you know, a high value radar cruiser. Sometimes as a battleship, you can take that out in one salvo, and that really should be your goal, to protect the cruisers. I don't know that that was really their thought in this case, but, you know, they did get him down, so that is valid. Here, the Key actually does kind of whack me hard, and then this Vlad, I was thinking I could, like, get my nose in and dodge most of that, but he really, what is that, like, almost 6,000 health. So I had a pretty comfortable health lead, but that one shot took out one of my torpedo tubes and did a lot of damage. And, you know, I think that's always good to remember, even in a destroyer like this, which has a higher than average health pool. Oh, my build! I forgot I was gonna do the thing where I, like, put a screenshot of my build. Maybe I'll put it in now. Like, boop, here's a screenshot. Might not do it because, like, the game's already over. I like it a lot better when people do it at the beginning. It's like you know what you're working with before it starts. But anyway, it's Bay. I've got... who do I have? I should put in the freaking build because I don't know what it is. But, I know I have the Pan-Asian Gunboat Commander on it for improved pin angles on the AP. I don't know that that's the best inspiration. I keep debating taking it off. Just putting Sims on is something more, you know, more standard, just generally reliable. Maybe I have Swirsky on there. Maybe I should just take Swirsky off. I can't remember who my other inspiration is. I'll have to check. I will have to put it in because I honestly can't remember. I've gone back and forth. I toy around. You know, I generally like Sims on the destroyers for more health, but a lot of the German destroyers actually have high base health, so Sims is like a lower relative improvement that maybe you can improve some other aspects of the ship because you already have high health. I don't know if that's the best play, but I like to keep it interesting. I like to keep it spicy. I love improved pin angles. It's one of my favorite things in the game. I like AP. I love improved pin angles. It just makes it fun when the shells go in, even if the ships don't expect it. Here, I would love to set some fires on this Key. I would love to sink him. What am I at? I'm at 208,000 damage. I got the high caliber. I would like to put another sunk ship in my cap. But, again, to win more games. This Harbin, I don't know him. I didn't see that side of the map. You know, I know he did sink the kind of final remaining battleship over there. I think it was him. He got the whatever that was over there. I can't leave the game in his hands if I want to win. We've got 3 caps. This is a guaranteed win. If I get dumb and get sunk, like, who knows? You know, at this point, the Key could get a salvo off on me. And he's got enough time, he's got the reload. If he rounds that corner, even if he just gets the front 2 guns on the Harbin, and he gets 4 citadels, that's a gone Harbin. So, like, I want to sink this Key, but it's not worth it. It's not worth the win. Conserve it. You know, I can kind of play around this island. There's no way he can hit me through the island. I've got cover, but me trying to open water dodge, anything like that, no. Not worth it at this point. So we finish out. We're just going to let it. I got a few more ticks on the burn. Yeah, see the Harbin, like, that's dangerous. You know, that, it looks like they're probably about 4 kilometers apart, maybe. But if that Key's running RGA, like, that could be dangerous for the Harbin. So, we end up with a high damage, but a lot of it was on battleships, so it's not like a barn burner score, but pretty good. Very solid ship. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Take it out if you've got it.